Toni Braxton is more than just a musical artist. Throughout her career, she has taken on many roles as a singer, a songwriter, and a pianist, whilst also exploring an acting career and appearing on reality TV. These achievements have all played an instrumental part in making her the highest-selling female R&B artist in history. Her humble beginnings began as part of a music group with her four sisters, the Braxtons, before she gained attention from another record label that soon paved the way for her successful solo career. Despite her confident persona both on and off stage, her childhood was far from the self-assured and fearless woman she is today. The first of six siblings, Toni Michelle Braxton, was born in Maryland on October 7, 1967. Her upbringing was heavily influenced by religion, and she lived in a stern, devout household where much of her childhood was controlled, even down to the clothes she wore. She was forbidden to wear a pair of trousers until she was 14 years old. It makes sense, then, that her first encounters with music were through the church, where she began singing in the church choir. Non-secular music was prohibited in her parents' home, so instead she took part in high school bands, accompanying on piano or singing, although only as a backing singer. Initially setting her sights on becoming a teacher, she studied at Bowie State University before making a radical career change to pursue a profession in singing after being approached by William E. Pettaway Jr. Her career in music started out as part of the Braxtons, comprising of Toni and her four sisters, Tracy, Tawanda, Trina, and Tamar. Performing in the late 1980s, they were soon discovered by the record label Arista Records in 1989. Releasing their 1990 debut single, Good Life, they received minor success. However, it appealed to producers Antonio, L.A. Reid, and Babyface Edmonds, who signed Toni to their label, LA Face Records. This was where her solo artist journey began. But she faced criticism from her family, specifically her mother, who felt it had split the family. Determined to continue her singing career, she landed a demo in place of Anita Baker for the film Boomerang, which became a great success. And despite her mother's disapproval, this was a pivotal moment for Braxton's career. Braxton is notable for her contralto voice, and because of the low range, her vocals are often described as husky and sultry. She found that there were very few female artists she could reference and use as inspiration. Only Chaka Khan and Anita Baker expressed the same versatility. The tone and texture of her vocals, however, appealed to an array of audiences because of this. The soulful timbre proved important for her R&B listeners, while the smoothness attracted a contemporary audience and lent itself to both adults and young listeners. And in the early stages of her career, she gravitated towards R&B, entwined with soft rock ballads and love songs. But over time, she progressed into hip-hop, soul, and dance genres. Throughout her career, much of her songs surround themselves in themes of love and heartbreak. July 1993 saw the release of her first album, self-titled Toni Braxton. It reached immediate success as a #1 hit in the US Billboard 200 and received high praise from further afield, entering the top 10 album charts in Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, Australia, and New Zealand. The single that led the way was Another Sad Love Song, which made the Billboard Hot 100 and progressed even further, peaking at #2 on R&B singles charts. Following suit was her second single, Breathe Again, reaching even higher success, claiming a spot in the top 5 of Hot 100 and R&B singles chart, whilst over in the UK, it sat at #2. The major success of this album resulted in triumphant rewards, winning several music awards. Recognized as Best New Artist and Best Female R&B Vocal Performance, she won 3 Grammys, receiving the Best Female R&B Vocal Performance 2 years in a row. Alongside the Grammys, she also earned herself 2 American Music Awards for both Favorite Soul, R&B New Artist, and Favorite New Adult Contemporary Artist. The following year of 1995, she won Favorite Soul R&B Album. Following her highly successful debut release, she then recorded and co-produced her second album, Secrets. She continued to achieve enormously positive results with the album and landed at number 2 on the Billboard 200, reaching international success once again. Launching her into stardom, Secrets went on to sell more than 15 million copies with the single You're Making Me High, becoming number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100. However, the biggest triumph was the subsequent single Unbreak My Heart, written and composed by Diane Warren. It deemed worldwide success, featuring in the top 5 and resulted in 2 more Grammy Awards for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance and Best Female R&B Vocal Performance again. Her music became certified 8 times platinum in the USA. And despite this massive victory, Braxton filed for bankruptcy in 1998 over a disagreement with her record label Arista, who were not paying her the percentage she deserved for her record sales. And they finally came to an agreement in 1999, although she unfortunately filed a second bankruptcy in 2010. In conjunction with her solo albums, she also appeared on Broadway in 1998, debuting as Belle in Beauty and the Beast. This carried great significance as she was the first ever black female to star on a Disney Broadway. Not only this, but she is the only black actress to have ever played Belle on Broadway. As she continued to release new music, she began a Las Vegas residency between 2006 and 2008, named Toni Braxton Revealed. On stage, she has a humble and engaging stage presence, interacting with her fans and even giving them opportunities to be on stage with her, whilst accommodating her audiences with her classic hits and maintaining her husky and soothing vocal performance. From here, she pursued her career in other aspects of the entertainment industry, featuring on Dancing with the Stars and taking part in a reality TV series named Braxton Family Values. Whilst juggling her career, she also suffered from health problems, especially her battle with lupus. And in 2013, she made a courageous announcement explaining that she was retiring from the music industry. Much to her fans' disappointment, she justified her reasons, expressing that she had lost the spark for her music and was feeling unmotivated and uninspired. At this point, her career had spanned over 2 decades, but she felt that her heart was no longer in it. However, a year later, she surprisingly returned with a new album, collaborating with Babyface, who she had worked with often over the years. Titled Love, Marriage, Divorce, the album further explores the R&B and adult contemporary genres she was so well known for. Once again, she received critical acclaim and secured herself another Grammy in 2015 for Best R&B Album. Braxton continued to release a further 2 albums, collecting a portfolio of 10 studio albums overall. Her most recent studio album, Spell My Name, was released in 2020, and she is still considered an R&B icon for many to this day. You can check out the Carliva Spotify to listen to the original tracks of the artist. It's a curated playlist with the most popular songs.